I'm back, and today is a new day. I've spent Sunday, so I spent most of Sunday morning just chilling out and playing games and things. But while I was doing that, I sort of started thinking about a few of the next things that I want to do with this program. And I was googling a couple of things while I was doing something else. I couldn't do video recording while I was doing that, but I thought I'd stop that and wait till I was finished just so I could show exactly what I'd done. So I was thinking about how to make a global command. So instead of having to type here, just clear the screen, instead of having to type node index, which index is just what we've called it for the moment, instead I want to be able to type, so get rid of all of that and type my command, which I think I'm going to go with what? I was thinking of what, but that module name's already taken in Node, but it looks like what is not. So basically, if you want to ask what is JSON syntax, then you can type that, or what is JSON.stringify syntax, and that should work as well. So basically, getting this installed as a global command, usually you'd want to do npm install, in this case, what-g for global. That'll install it, and then it should work. So I wanted to know how to set it up to do that. So that was the first thing I was looking into. So I just googled make Node.js global command, and this looks like a bit of a tutorial, so I clicked through to that, and it gave me something about creating your first global module. A lot of this stuff is already done, but it looks like I basically need to create something in the bin module and make sure that I've got the appropriate hashbang at the start, which tells the command line what program it needs to use to run the script, and a few other options, and then something that goes into package.json. So it's for global install, and I think this bit in bin looks like it will help. So I'll probably give that a go soon. The other thing I was thinking about is just whether the information that we're scraping off the web page is available in an easier to consume form, and so that one wasn't useful. It's just a page for APIs that are available in the web, which is not exactly what I was looking for. But this one, someone was saying use MDN API instead of scraping. At the moment, this program is scraping the website, so it's pulling the page down and scraping information out of it. So I opened that one up, and that's just got a link to here. So I opened that, and that has a link to the Kuma API. And so that's talking about presenting anything that's in the documentation in a few different forms, so we can add parameters onto the end of the URL to get something like the raw page without the site headers and other things like that. And this bit looks interesting, getting section equals some section. So this is when I decided to stop, and what I'll do is just jump into that other browser window and grab, say, this math.min URL, and let me just arrange these windows here. Now what I want to do is grab that URL and just on the end of it try maybe section equals syntax and see what comes back. This article doesn't have any content yet. Okay, that doesn't seem to have worked. Let me try raw. Oh, I think I might have just not wanted those brackets after it. And what does that give me? I'm just going to view source. Looks like nothing has come back. Maybe I need to include more of them. Raw and macros. Still doesn't seem to be giving me any information back. So, just try. It still seems to be returning everything. So maybe this doesn't apply to this data. I'm going to try this include thing. So my hope was that this would be able to pull down less data, so that's giving me something that's not styled, at least. Section equals. Aha! That worked. Do I need macros in that? I think I really do. So what does the source of that look like? We've just got the H2 with the summary and the paragraph. So that is fantastic. That looks like exactly what I need. So I might as well mess around with that right now. I'll just open up the code. That's something else I was messing around with, so I'll just close that. I do have another monitor off to the right here, but I'm just recording on one because otherwise it would make a ridiculously wide video, which means I do a lot more alt tabbing in this video than I normally would. Normally I'd have my documentation off to the right and just refer to that without having to cover up my code. So that is, let me just make sure my tree is clean. Yes, so I have no uncommitted changes. So I'm not going to be piling extra code up on top of a different change. Now this is for getting Moz docs. And so we've got a base URL. And actually want to add, yes, add the page address, but then let's just change that to page URL. Don't really have to break it up this much, but I can, and I can always combine things later. I've got that I copied from the other place. Now section, in this case it's section name. So I might have to change how that section gets in. For now I'll just append that section onto there. And then the only thing I should need to change in other place in here where it's called is these. That might just work already because the code that's loaded actually, let's try that. me see. Now that is trying to extract something by the section name here. The document get section, and that's trying to get something with the ID, when what I really want to just do is extract the text. So what I might do is, instead of getting rid of this get section, I might make another module which is just called extract text, and the point of this one will be just to extract text from a piece of HTML. So I'll just import Cheerio as I did before, and export a function that takes some HTML and return a string. It's going to do some similar stuff here. So I guess I'll load the HTML. Right, so I was just going to split this up into a couple of columns. Just view these side by side. That should make things a little easier. So loading HTML, and then I basically just want to get everything and extract the text. Yeah, I'll just return $text. Actually, I think I can use the CSS selector star, which should select everything. Although that might get each item individually. I don't really want that. I'll just see whether I can call text on this, and then I'll just change index to grab instead of get section. It will just extract text from doc, and that's going to be logged instead. And the other thing I want to do is tell this module what extract text means. Okay, let's see if that runs. Didn't explode, but also didn't give me any information. Indexed, make sure I'm doing the right thing here. So, get docs, handle that document. Let's just see what jQuery has. this is saying body.text. The problem is the HTML that I'm loading doesn't have a body in it. Just print that out to show what I'm getting. That'll also confirm that I am actually running. And I can see nothing is coming back. Oh, I don't know why. It's because I'm asking for a section that doesn't exist. There's no syntax on the JSON module. Yeah, that's still not anything useful. Just try math.min, because that's the one that I was working with before. And I think I successfully got summary. Okay, so that's empty. Just make sure that the URL is right. Print out that URL. Now, if I grab this URL, role and section summary. It's giving me nothing, so it was successful. Okay. I'm passing in the wrong value for summary. Somewhere. So in here, what I'm ending up with is section should be capitalized and it's not. So in here, where I'm using docs section, so I should be using this thing, not section, but sections. Section. So using that section for anyway. There was actually no reason for me to be passing that in previously, but now it's useful. I don't remember if I added that. Okay, that might fix it. Okay, good. So that's printing out the HTML, which has a H2 and a P. And now I just need to do whatever the sensible thing is with that. So I'd better make this extract text since it's going to be returning a list of things. Let's do it the same as get sections. So I'm basically going to do something along the lines of except we don't have a section ID, we just want everything. Don't care about the next until. What does empty dollar function do? I wonder if jQuery can just get top level elements. No, that's not quite what we want. We have no top level element in the HTML. No single top level element. Root element. There we go, root element fragment. Star, colon, not star space star. Nodes that are not children of other nodes. Well, I could try this. I'm not sure how closely Cheerio follows or implements jQuery's API. But maybe that. I just need to call this with a callback similar to this. So let's just do that. Copy that. Uncomment. Extract text from doc. And then we're logging the text. So that might work. That appears to be working. Nice. Okay, so that's improved. We're being nice to Mozilla by not downloading an entire page when we just want a little section, and also means that we're not doing as much unnecessary transferring. So let me just get rid of the excess logging. So in extract text, we don't need to log that. And what else was I doing in docs? I was logging section URL. And in this case, I was talking about making the default section summary, which might not always exist. But that's okay. I mean, at the moment, we're not even dealing with anything outside of global objects. That's something I'd like to fix at some point, but not right now. I think that's a reasonable change. I'll just put that up the top, and that looks a little better. I'll also ideally want to give an arrow if it doesn't exist, because to have just nothing come back on the command line is a bit confusing. It'd be better to say, I didn't find a document, I didn't find a, oh well, here it says page not found if the page doesn't exist. But it would be nice to say that the section doesn't exist on the page. Right, So I'll just get rid of this commented out code that still exists in the Git history if I want to look back at it at some point. There's also this get section. I'm going to keep get section around because I'm pretty sure that I'll need it later when one of the things that I want to do with this is look at the node documentation as well as the Moz Dev Network documentation, so that you can search anything in core JavaScript and anything in Node. And then it would be nice if it could find a section. So looks like this is maybe something that could be used to hook into it. But there we've got H2 that has that mark in it. And then there's some information to the next section. So that may still be useful. I'll leave it around. It's in a separate file, so it'll be easy to remove if I find that I don't need it later. Okay, so I'll have a look at what that looks like in my git diff. Show uncommitted changes. Let's expand all of that. Okay, so in the index, I've just added the new module. I don't think I'm actually using get section in the index anymore. Yeah, that's not highlighting anywhere in this overview, so I will just remove that for now. That looks a bit cleaner. And I can see I've removed the hash character for those. That was actually a bug before. It wasn't asking for the section correctly, but it also didn't need it. So that's better now. And that's similar, just extracting text. I may need to change the structure of this once I add the node stuff, because I may need a different way to handle what I get back from the node documentation. If I have to scrape that or use a different API, it may give me back different information that I have to deal with in a different way. So yeah, that may change, but right now I don't know whether it will. Okay, good, a bit of URL changing stuff, and that new module. That all looks good. So use that API. The Kuma API. Doc sections. Just add a link to that. And wireless fetching. Fetching a single section. Documentation. And then let me just scrape this. Changes the output to include the heading of the section. This might also actually be very good for being able to take that snippet of HTML and maybe use a library to make it look better on the command line. So that's something else that I haven't looked into, that I will, probably not right now, but in future if I use something like over here, so something like Learn Your Node, where you can see it's got colored output. I'll just show an example. So this is a node program, and if you run something, you can see it's got pretty output. So in a future video, I'll be looking at the source code for Learn Your Node or for Workshopper, which it's made in, and see how they've done this, and maybe be able to copy that. Okay, that's enough for this video. It's gone to about half an hour, so I'll just push that commit to the server.